Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpataruvyaschа Kripa Sindhuvya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhar Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay, we welcome all of you to our weekly online Krishna book classes. Thank you very much for joining. We have with us here Aja, Auntie Nita, Divina, Tipti Adnani, Durga Prasad, Joli Nandwani, Kamala Nandini Mataji is there. We have Karuna, Lavina Dadlani, Manju Nihalani, Meenakshi, N.C. Venkatchari. We have Priyanka Jha, Ritu Lalwani. Then we have Shailesh Latkar, Shantaram Latkar, Sheetal Latkar. We have Shivani, Shreya Kalaria, Shri Radha, Swapna Latkar, Vivansh, and we have Wendy Perez. Okay. So in the previous class, we saw a conclusion of the whole episode of the wedding of Krishna and Rukmini. No, it started with it started with actually Sadhu Sangha. No, how Rukmini heard from the sages, from Narada Muni about Krishna. So she developed an attraction for him, and then she wrote him a letter saying that she doesn't want to get married to Shishupal, which has been arranged by her brother, although her father and her other brothers wanted her to get married to Krishna. And then Krishna reciprocated with that letter, and he came to kidnap Rukmini exactly as per her instructions. And then there is a fight, there is a clash between the warriors. Eventually, Krishna, he takes Rukmini to Dwaraka, and then the marriage ceremony is performed. No, so this is what we saw in the past few classes. So what do we learn from this entire episode of Krishna Rukmini Vivah? We discussed in the previous class. Does anybody remember? What are the lessons from this?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So the first lesson is Shravanam from bona fide sources.
Yes.
Second one is to express our love through chanting and prayers. Third one is trusted Brahman, which is none other than our spiritual master. And fourth one is Krishna will always reciprocate with love of his devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Priyanka. Anybody else wants to add anything? So Priyanka said first lesson was the importance of Shravanam, how Rukmini heard about Krishna. So for us also devotional life, Shravanam is very, very important. Know how we should always hear Krishna Katha, hear about Krishna. And from whom we have to hear also? We have to hear from bona fide sources, like Rukmini heard from the great sages who would visit the kingdom from Narada Muni. So therefore the attraction developed. Then the importance of Sadhu Sangha also, how we have to associate with devotees, how Rukmini was hearing from devotees. So importance Sadhu Sangha, importance of Shravanam in our spiritual life. Then how Rukmini expressed, no, yes, she has developed an attraction, but she has expressed it by writing that letter to Krishna. So we express our emotions, our love for Krishna by chanting the holy name, by offering prayers to the Lord. So like that, we have to express our emotions. Then how Krishna also reciprocated to Rukmini's letter. So when we offer prayers, when we chant the holy name, then Krishna definitely reciprocates to our love. Another thing that we saw was how Rukmini was steadfast that yes, she wants Krishna despite all the opposition. No, imagine 5,000 years back to write a love letter is not something ordinary. No, but she was steadfast in her devotion. Whatever it takes, she did whatever it took for her to get closer to Krishna. So determination, despite all kinds of trials and tribulations and opposition, is another very important lesson that we get from this whole episode of Krishna Rukmini Vivah. Because tests will always come. There will always be, we will always be tested for our sincerity. But if we remain determined, despite all kinds of obstacles, then definitely there will be success. Okay. Actually, yesterday I was trying to find the answer to Jolie's question in Sri Jiva Goswami's Gopal Champu. I didn't find that, but I found something else very interesting. So I would like to
About
share
what, Mataji? Yeah. About what, Mataji? About
about
the
the
age,
age
is
of
it?
Krishna when he got
All
married.
right. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
But I couldn't find that. Someday we will find the answer because our Shastras have all the answers, just that we have to discover it. No. But okay, I found something else. So let us see. 1 second. 54 it was, no, previously. See, I added these slides to the PowerPoint of 54. So I will share this file again. So Sri Jiva Goswami explains in his Gopal Champu, when Nanda and others were discussing in the assembly. So Nanda Maharaj and all these residents of Vrindavan, they are in their home in Vrindavan, or they are in the assembly in Vrindavan, and they are discussing. So when Nanda and others were discussing in the assembly, two servants of Vasudev from Dwarka, carrying a message, approached Nanda, offering respects, inquired about his well-being, and then addressed him as follows. O Lord, Vasudev has sent this letter. So Vasudev has sent this letter from Dwarka. So this whole episode of Krishna kidnapping Rukmiṇī has already finished. Just for the context. Already Krishna has kidnapped Rukmiṇī and they reached Dwarka, but the marriage ceremony has not yet been performed. So this is at that time that this letter is sent by Vasudev to Nanda in Vrindavan. Nanda took the letter with respect and read it. You are my friend, always thinking of my happiness. You are the root of all auspiciousness named Nanda. Embracing you, I, Vasudev, make a request with all humility. Your son, that you accept as your own, I also take as my son. We have no difference. You know that, I know that. Who could think otherwise about us? Because we have the same feelings for Krishna as our son, we pray permission for his marriage, just as you repeatedly pray for permission with your handwritten letters. So actually, Vasudev has sent a letter to Nanda asking for his permission so that Krishna can be married. Saying this, Nanda said, all right, arrange to feed the two messengers. Later we will send a suitable message. Then later, Nanda wrote this message. Embracing my most affectionate son, whose beautiful face is worshipped by all happiness, I make the following request. O child, you know my heart, that I consider myself non-different from Vasudev. For that reason, whatever you do as per Vasudev's desire, know that it is our desire as well. What a misfortune if we were to ever think differently. How could I ever endure poverty-stricken condition of your lotus face devoid of beauty? I cannot endure it. Receiving the message, the two messengers carrying it left. After some days, as previously, two Vraja messengers arrived. After telling of the well-being of Dwarka, they told what happened in Dwarka. So here, after Nanda Maharaj has received the letter from Vasudev seeking for permission for the marriage, Nanda has written a letter to Krishna saying that yes, whatever is Vasudev's desire is also my desire. So he is telling his son Krishna that yes, go ahead and follow Vasudev's instruction and get married. So after this, these messengers have already taken the message to Dwarka, delivered it, and then again, after some few more days, two more messengers have arrived. Now Nanda asked, after that what has happened? So he's inquiring, after that what happened? So the messengers are informing, oh Nanda, when your son saw your letter, tears washed away the writing. Later he fixed his heart in the meaning of the letter. Nanda with tears asked, then what happened? The messenger said, he underwent the marriage that you permitted. So it's not that Krishna just went ahead and got married. He received the permission from Nanda Maharaj. Only then he got married to Rukmiṇī. And he had tears in his eyes when Krishna read the letter that Nanda Maharaj has sent. So this was very nice. I thought I should share this. And what about the gopis? No, I remember one Shreya had asked a question, how to understand this whole episode of Krishna getting married to Rukmiṇī, keeping in consideration the love Srimati Radharani and the gopis have for Krishna. So for that also, the answer is there in Gopala Champu. So see here, this they here refers to the gopis. Okay, so they heard a little about the marriage with Rukmiṇī through others. Just as Vasudev wrote a letter to Nanda, Uddhava wrote to the gopis. Krishna decided that he would never marry among the Yadus. But if I do not marry her, she will kill herself. I do not know what to do if this happens. So Uddhava has sent a message to the gopis saying that Krishna actually decided that he would never marry among the Yadus. But now what is Krishna's concern? That if I do not marry her here refers to Rukmiṇī. If I do not marry her, she will kill herself. I do not know what to do if this happens. Understanding the situation, the gopis, afraid of responsibility for a woman's death, wrote an answer for Krishna. We endure all difficulties arising from unfortunate karma. But we pray that Krishna's fame, like the moon, will not be spoiled by the death of a woman. So gopis, their only concern is Krishna should not have any problems. Krishna should not have any issues. No, Krishna should always be happy. This is what gopis want. They want only Krishna's well-being. That's their only concern. So the gopis are saying there is no problem if Krishna marries Rukmini, because they don't want that Krishna is tainted with the death of a woman. Krishna's fame should not be spoiled by the death of a woman. This is what the gopis want. When Krishna heard Nanda's letter and saw privately the letter written by the gopis delivered by Uddhava, he accepted the letter without joy. There is no use of describing this, but listen to this. O Radha, bold of intense love, he who gave you up because of unavoidable duties now puts you on his lap, excluding all other thoughts, and had given up his defamation. So this is how Krishna reciprocates to the letters. He has received 2 letters from Nanda and from the gopis. Does anybody have any question with regard to this before we go to the next chapter?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, no question, but it's so beautiful, how intense the gopis' love is for Krishna. And, in this material world, if something like this would have happened, the outcome would be totally, totally different. But they just sacrifice everything, that for Krishna, that nothing happens to him, nothing bad comes to him, his name doesn't get spoiled or something, regardless, like Rukmini doesn't kill herself because of him. That is really true love, like intense love, pure love, highest love, as it said. Thank you for sharing, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you for sharing your realization, Shivani. It's really very, very beautiful, no? This whole episode. Okay, but now, if you may recall, in the previous class, we read about how Nanda Maharaj actually attended the wedding ceremony of Krishna and Rukmini. So one may ask, if Nanda Maharaj has attended the wedding ceremony of Krishna and Rukmini, how come now he is receiving the letter and he is giving permission for the wedding? And then he is inquiring. Then after that, what happened? And then he is informed that the wedding took place. So then it may appear to be a contradiction. No? So if one was to ask that question, then what is the answer to that? That answer we find in the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So here I put that.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Lavina.
I didn't understand. That means Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev, they attended the marriage?
Yes, that's what we saw in the previous chapter. Towards the end of the previous chapter in Krishna book,
Yeah.
we read how Nanda Maharaj, Vasudev, of course, Vasudev and Devaki, they are in Dwarka only, but Nanda Maharaj is in Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj and other residents, it is described that they attended the wedding ceremony of Krishna and Rukmini. They had come over from Vrindavan to Dwarka and they attended the wedding ceremony. That's what we read in Krishna book towards the end. Okay.
So that means this letter was written before they got married, right?
That's the whole thing. Now it appears to be a contradiction because see, in this letter is written, and in this letter, Nanda Maharaj is inquiring from the messengers what happened after Krishna received my letter. So there is another letter that has come, another message that has come through, and that message is Nanda Maharaj is inquiring what happened after Krishna received my letter, and then they are informing him. Then the marriage ceremony happened. So how to understand this? Because it appears if Nanda Maharaj has attended the wedding, how come he is inquiring in Vrindavan what happened after that? Because it says that he attended the wedding. So why is he inquiring? So how to understand this is what we will see now from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Okay.
Okay.
It's a little difficult it's not little, but it's very difficult to understand. But let us try to understand. See here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All the Vraja Gopis, Gopas and their animals expanded into 2 separate manifestations. One set was immersed in an ocean of suffering with Nanda in separation of Krishna, and other set was immersed in an ocean of bliss along with Nanda in association with Krishna. They existed simultaneously in Vraja without seeing or contacting each other. So just as how there are 2 manifestations, two Krishnas. No, one Krishna we discussed previously. One Krishna actually never left Vrindavan. He's always there in Vrindavan. And it is another Krishna, his manifestation, that has gone out of Vrindavan to Mathura. So this we have previously discussed. Okay. So not only Krishna, but also Balaram and also Nanda Maharaj and all the Gopas and the Gopis and even the animals. There are two manifestations, right? So there are two Nanda Maharaj, there are two Yashoda, there are two sets of each Gopa, two sets of each Gopi, there are two sets of each animal also in Vrindavan. So one set is in separation from Krishna and the other set is in union with Krishna. So there are two Nanda Maharajas, and this is how we can reconcile this so-called apparent seeming contradiction. See, so there is further explanation how to understand this. This is similar to how Narada Muni saw so many separate manifestations of Krishna and feeding him, and simultaneously at another place, Devaki was suffering in separation from Krishna, lamenting, "Alas, why has my son, who went out to hunt, not returned yet? He must be pained by hunger and thirst." So when Narada Muni visited Dwarka and he went to the different palaces, so Krishna, he has 16,108 wives and he is maintaining them in 16,108 palaces in 16,108 manifestations, expansions of Krishna. So each wife has her Krishna. Not that one wife has to wait for 16,108 days so that she can have her turn with Krishna. It's not like that. No. And so when Narada Muni visits, he sees that in each palace there is Krishna and each Krishna is doing different activities. And in one place in Dwarka, Devaki also is lamenting, "Oh, Krishna has not yet returned from hunting. He must be pained by hunger and thirst." So this is how we understand. Lagu Bhagavatamrita further says, "Prakashastu na bhedeshu ganyate sahi nau prathak." Prakasha rupas are the same form manifest in many places. So that is called as Prakasha rupa, when the same Krishna is manifesting in a different form. So same form is manifested in many places. It's not that the other form is less powerful or is less God. It's both, all the forms are equally God. Although Krishna's Prakasha manifestations are not factually different from him, still by the influence of his Leela Shakti, a differentiation develops among his self-identities, activities, and so on. This will become clear later on in the chapter on the power of Yoga Maya and in the story of Bahulashva and Shrutadeva. So this story we will see later in the Krishna book. Thus, the two separate manifestations have respectively two different purposes. So why two different manifestations? Because there are different purposes. So one example Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving is that just as one subjects his precious gold to fire in order to reveal its true form, similarly, it was in order to show to Uddhava, the chief among his personal associates, situated in pure love of God, the supreme position of the Vraja Gopis, astonishing prema with its characteristics of Divyon Mada, divine madness, and Chitra Jalpa, artful chatter, that Krishna first of all manifested his particular manifestation in the mood of separation. Upon going to Vraja and witnessing the superiority of this Mahaprema, Uddhava would announce to the world the supreme excellence of the gopis' love. So one may question, okay, Krishna, if Krishna has never left Vrindavan, how come the gopis are crying in separation from Krishna? So the goal of this is, why does Krishna do it, is because Uddhava can see that the gopis are crying in separation from Krishna and they are come to the extent of being mad, divine love, no, Divyon Mada, and they are indulging in Chitra Jalpa, so that Uddhava can glorify the gopis and show the world how the gopis are the topmost devotees of Krishna. So the why there are these different manifestations, because the purposes are different. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you. Do we have any questions on this? Yeah, Shreya?
Yes, so when Krishna could see that they have attended his match, like the parents came.
Yes, Krishna, yes, of course, he is omnipotent. He is omniscient, omnipresent. He knows past, present, future. He is omniscient. So, yes. But he's
So then
playing the
others
role.
could see
He's
as well,
playing along
or
in the Leela to enhance the Leela, to enhance the pastime.
so then everybody could see that even Nand Maharaj and Yashoda and all the Vrajavasis are here too.
Yes, they could see, but again, Yoga Maya puts the curtain and she makes you forget to enhance the pastime again. So they are in and out of the Yoga Maya curtain.
So they are with him, but they are also not with him.
Yes, it's very difficult to understand, but but with time we can understand. Yeah, we try to understand, but as we see, there are many concepts which we try to understand and we may not understand, but with time, Krishna will answer the questions, will give you understanding. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Durga Prasad Nanda Maharaj did not attend his marriage. Yes, he did attend the marriage. I just saw your question. But again, there are two Nanda Maharajas. So one attended and one did not attend. Okay. So are we ready for today's chapter?
Yes.
All right.
55.
Yes, 55. So what happens after marriage? What's the next big event in one's life? Usually.
Kids, children.
Pregnancy or the ceremony.
Rukmini gave birth to Pradyumna.
Yes, we will see Krishna's firstborn son, Pradyumna. Okay, so by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we will see chapter number 55 of the Krishna book, titled Pradyumna born to Kṛṣṇa and Rukmiṇī. Yashriya, you have your hand raised?
Yes, I didn't have a question, but I wanted to share like when you go to Dwarka, there's a Rukmini temple there, right? So they sell actually, I mean, not sell, but they give away like the Rukmini Patra, which is like the Rukmini's letter. So, and it's believed that whoever, especially the unmarried girls, whoever reads that, they get married soon. That is a belief.
Wow.
So they actually give away, whoever wants the Rukmini Patra, they give it away.
Wow, so wonderful. So did you get one before you got married?
No, my sister got it and she actually read it every day, and that actually happened that she got married in some time.
Fantastic. So nice. Thank you.
Mataji, I also have a question. I don't know, I'm delaying it.
Yes. Tell me.
Krishna's kid, how many kids Krishna has? Or only one kid?
No. Krishna had 16,108 wives. From each wife, he had 10 sons and one daughter.
So how come the kids doesn't have the same qualities of Krishna?
They have the same qualities of Krishna, yes.
They all have?
Yes, in one sense they have, in one sense they don't have. So always Krishna is still the original candle.
Okay.
And now we will see Pradyumna, how actually Pradyumna is Jiva Tattva. And of course Krishna is Bhagavan, but Pradyumna, it is described that he is Jiva Tattva. So we will see.
Okay.
Mataji, all his sons and daughters are Jivadatta or no, just Pradyumna?
Not all. Pradyumna is described to have Jiva Tattva. Okay.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It is said that Cupid, who was directly part and parcel of Lord Vasudeva and who was formerly burnt to ashes by the anger of Lord Shiva, took birth from the womb of Rukmini, begotten by Krishna. This is Kamadev, a demigod of the heavenly planets, especially capable of inducing lusty desires. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, has many grades of parts and parcels, but the quadruple expansions of Krishna, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, are directly in the Vishnu category. Kama, or the Cupid demigod, who later took his birth from the womb of Rukmini, was also named Pradyumna, but he cannot be the Pradyumna of the Vishnu category. He belongs to the category of Jiva Tattva, for by exhibiting special power in the category of demigods, he was a part and parcel of the super prowess of Pradyumna. This is the verdict of the Goswamis. Therefore, when Cupid was burned by ashes, burnt to ashes by the anger of Lord Shiva, he merged into the body of Vasudeva, and to get his body again, he was begotten in the womb of Rukmiṇī by Lord Krishna himself. Thus he was born as the son of Krishna and celebrated by the name Pradyumna. Because he was begotten by Krishna directly, his qualities were most similar to those of Krishna. So actually, the firstborn son of Krishna, Pradyumna, he is who?
He's Cupid, Rati's
He is
husband.
Cupid, yes, he is Cupid or Kamadev. No. So this Kamadev, he was burned to ashes by Lord Shiva. Does anybody know this story? Why?
No, Mataji.
Is it related to Samudra Manthan and Mohini when Krishna took the form of Mohini?
No,
Is it related to that?
no, it's not related to that.
Mm.
See the
Actually, Kamadev was
yeah,
trying to disturb Shiva's tapasya,
yes, exactly.
and he was going to wake him up. So Lord Shiva got angry and he opened his third eye and burned Kamadev to ashes.
Correct, exactly. No. So yes, as he said, Kamadev wanted to disturb Shiva's meditation, and then Shiva was angry, and therefore he burnt him to ashes. So why did he want to disturb his meditation?
Because he had to come back. Shiva had to come back to fight the demons, and if he had remained in meditation, that wouldn't have been possible.
Yes, they wanted Lord Shiva to marry Parvati Devi, and so that they can have a son who will be so powerful that he will be able to defeat the demons. The demons were getting very, very powerful, and they wanted Lord Shiva's son to fight. But Lord Shiva, he is in deep meditation. And Parvati Devi also, she has done tapasya austerities, intense austerities, so that she can have Lord Shiva as her husband. But Lord Shiva is in deep meditation. He is not interested because his wife, first wife Sati, she has self-immolated herself. No. So Sati had gone to her father Daksha, and Daksha did not like Lord Shiva at all, and he insulted, he offended Lord Shiva. And after that, Sati was not able to tolerate that her husband has been offended by her father. So she self-immolates herself. After that, now Lord Shiva, he is into meditation and he's not interested in marriage. But Parvati Devi, who is none other than actually Sati only, she does a lot of tapasya to get Shiva as her husband, but he is not interested. Now the Devatas also want that Lord Shiva gets married to Parvati so that he can have a powerful son who can fight the demons. So therefore they send Kamadev, who is the god of love, who can Kamadev is very expert in creating lusty desires in a person. So Kamadev tries to do this with Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is angry, and therefore he burns him to ashes. So that Kamadev now, he has come as the son of Krishna and Rukmiṇī. So this Pradyumna, he is given the name Pradyumna. This Pradyumna is Jiva Tattva. He is not Vishnu Tattva, like the Pradyumna of the quadruple expansion. So when we saw the expansions of Krishna, we saw how Krishna's first expansion is Balaram. From Balaram come the four quadruple expansions. One of those four quadruple expansions, his name is Pradyumna. But Krishna's son Pradyumna is not Vishnu Tattva like the Pradyumna of the four quadruple expansions. He is Jiva Tattva. But the Pradyumna of the four quadruple expansion, he is Vishnu Tattva. Okay. Now let's see what happens. There was a demon of the name Shambhara who was destined to be killed by Pradyumna. The Shambhara demon knew of his destiny, and as soon as he learned that Pradyumna had been born, he took the shape of a woman and kidnapped the baby from the maternity home less than 10 days after his birth. So this demon Shambhara has kidnapped Pradyumna less than 10 days after his birth. The Acharyas explained that it was after his 6th day of birth, exactly to be precise, 6 days old Pradyumna was kidnapped from the maternity home by Shambhara in the form of a woman. So why did he do that? Why did Shambhara kidnap Pradyumna?
Because
Because he
Shambhara was
knew that he's
destined to
going to
kill
be
him.
killed by him.
He is given the information that in the future this Pradyumna is going to kill you. And who gives him that information? It is Narada Muni who gives him that information. So that's described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now let's see what happens next. The demon took him and threw him directly into the sea. But it is said, whoever is protected by Krishna, no one can kill. And whoever is destined to be killed by Krishna, no one can protect. When Pradyumna was thrown into the sea, a big fish immediately swallowed him. Later, this fish was caught in the net of a fisherman, and the fish was later sold to the Shambhara demon. So Pradyumna is thrown in the sea by the demon and swallowed by a fish. That fish is captured, and then the fish was sold to again Shambhara demon. In the kitchen of the demon was a maid servant whose name was Mayavati. This woman had formerly been the wife of Cupid called Rati. When the fish was presented to the demon Shambhara, it was taken charge of by his cook, who was to make it into a palatable fish preparation. Demons and Rakshasas are accustomed to eating meat, fish, and similar non-vegetarian similar non-vegetarian foods. Demons like Ravana, Kamsa, and Hiranyakashipu, although born of Brahmana and Kshatriya fathers, used to take meat and fish without discrimination. This practice is still prevalent in India, and those who eat meat and fish are generally called demons and Rakshasas. When the cook was cutting the fish, he found within its stomach a nice baby, which he immediately presented to the charge of Mayavati, who was an assistant in the kitchen affairs. This woman was surprised to see how such a nice baby could remain within the belly of a fish, and the situation perplexed her. The great sage Narada then appeared and explained to her about the birth of Pradyumna and how the baby had been taken away by Shambhara and later thrown into the sea. In this way, the whole story was disclosed to Mayavati. So, who is this Mayavati, this maidservant in the kitchen of Shambhara?
She
She
was
was
a wife. Rati Devi, the
Cupid's
wife
wife in
of
the previous birth.
She is Cupid's wife, Rati. And Narada Muni is now coming and informing Rati that actually this person, Pradyumna, the son of Kṛṣṇa and Rukmiṇī, is actually your husband. Mayavati knew that she had previously been Rati, the wife of Cupid, after her husband was burned to ashes by the wrath of Lord Shiva. She was always expecting him to come back in a material form. This woman was engaged for cooking rice and dal in the kitchen, but when she got this nice baby and understood that he was Cupid, her own husband, she naturally took care of him and with great affection began to bathe him regularly. Miraculously, the baby swiftly grew up, and within a short period, he became a beautiful young man. His eyes were just like the petals of lotus flowers, and his arms were long, reaching down to his knees. Any woman who happened to see him was captivated by his bodily beauty. So she is raising him because she knows that this child is actually my husband. So, how come Mayavati is in the kitchen of Shambhara? How come this has happened? Is also explained here in the commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He explains, the Matsya Purana explains why Mayavati was waiting for Kamadev, Cupid, to take a new body. When Cupid's body was burned to ashes by Lord Shiva, Rati worshipped Lord Shiva to obtain another body for Cupid. Shambhara, having also come to Lord Shiva for a benediction, was recognized by the Lord first, who told him, "You should now ask for your benediction." Shambhara, struck with lust at seeing Rati, replied that he wanted her as his benediction, and Shiva complied. Lord Shiva then comforted the weeping Rati, telling her, "Go with him, and in his very home you will attain what you desire." Thereupon Rati bewildered Shambhara with her deluding power, and taking the name Mayavati, remained in his house without being touched by him. So see how Lord Shiva has solved this problem. Because Rati is saying, "I want my husband," and Shambhara is saying, "I want Rati." So he has fulfilled the desire of Shambhara as well as he has fulfilled the desire of Rati. And Rati, because of her mystic powers, Rati is very expert in having mystic powers. So she remained in the house of Shambhara without being touched by him, because she knows that in this house of Shambhara only I will get my husband. So this explanation is there by Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Coming back to Krishna book. Mayavati could understand that her husband Cupid, born as Pradyumna, had grown into such a nice young man, and she also gradually became captivated and lusty. Smiling before him with a feminine attractiveness, she expressed her desire for sexual union. He therefore inquired from her, "How is it possible that first you are affectionate like a mother, and now you are expressing the symptoms of a lusty woman? What is the reason for such a change?" On hearing this statement from Pradyumna, the woman Rati replied, "My dear sir, you are the son of Lord Krishna. Before you were 10 days old, you were stolen by the Shambhara demon and later thrown into the water and swallowed by a fish. In this way, you have come under my care, but actually, in your former life as Cupid, I was your wife. Therefore, my manifestation of conjugal symptoms is not at all incompatible. Shambhara wanted to kill you, and he is endowed with various mystic powers. Therefore, before he again attempts to kill you, please kill him as soon as possible with your divine power. Since you were stolen by Shambhara, your mother, Rukmiṇī Devi, has been in a very grievous condition, like a Kurari bird who has lost her babies. She is very affectionate toward you, and since you have been taken away from her, she has been living like a cow, aggrieved over the loss of its calf." Okay, Shailesh Latkar, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I just want to ask why everywhere his name is mentioned as Cupid rather than Kamdev, because I had a hard time even remembering the name, but you mentioned it some time back, so that's why I remembered it. But it is not mentioned in the chapter anywhere as Kamdev. So is there a reason for that,
In the
or
beginning, it
it
says,
is
no?
just
I thought it said in the here it said somewhere.
Yes, it is saying
Here it
here.
says Kamadev here. This is Kamadev. In the first paragraph, it says Kamadev.
okay? Okay.
Okay. All right. So now Pradyumna is a full-grown, young, handsome uh, youthful boy. And therefore now Mayavati is having, she's falling in love. She is in love. She has conjugal feelings towards him. But he's confused. He's like, "You have raised me like a mother. And here now you have conjugal symptoms. So how to understand?" So then she tells him that actually you are my husband. And she tells him the whole story of how he was kidnapped and so on and so forth. Now, and she also advises him that now you should go and kill Shambhara. Mayavati had mystic knowledge of supernatural powers. Supernatural powers are generally known as Maya, and to surpass all such powers, there is another supernatural power called Mahamaya. Mayavati had the knowledge of the mystic power of Mahamaya, and she delivered to Pradyumna this specific energetic power in order to defeat the mystic powers of the Shambhara demon. Thus, being empowered by his wife, Pradyumna immediately went before Shambhara and challenged him to fight. Pradyumna addressed him in a very strong language so that his temper would be agitated and he would be moved to fight. At Pradyumna's words, the demon Shambhara, being insulted, felt just as a snake feels after being struck by everyone's foot. A serpent cannot tolerate being kicked by another animal or by a man, and it immediately bites its opponent. So who has mystic powers? Tell me from this paragraph.
Mayavati.
Mayavati and
she gives mystic powers to Pradyumna also.
she gives the mystic powers to Pradyumna. Yes. Anybody else has mystic powers?
And
Shambhara
Shambhara has
demon.
mystic powers.
Yeah, even the demon Shambhara has mystic powers. So because Shambhara has mystic powers, she has given mystic powers to Pradyumna so that he can fight him. So Shailesh, your hand is raised from now or from before? Okay.
From before.
Okay. Shambhara felt the words of Pradyumna as if they were a kick. He immediately took his club in his hand and appeared before Pradyumna to fight. Roaring like a thundering cloud, in great anger, the demon began to beat Pradyumna with his club, just as a thunderbolt beats a mountain. Pradyumna protected himself with his own club and eventually struck the demon very severely. In this way, the fighting between Shambarasura and Pradyumna began in earnest. But Shambarasura knew the art of mystic powers and could raise himself into the sky and fight from outer space. There is a demon of the name Maya, and Shambarasura had learned many mystic powers from him. He thus raised himself high into the sky and threw various types of nuclear weapons at the body of Pradyumna. To combat the mystic powers of Shambarasura, Pradyumna invoked another mystic power known as Mahavidya, which was different from the black mystic power. The Mahavidya mystic power is based on the quality of goodness. Shambara, understanding that his enemy was formidable, took assistance from various kinds of demoniac mystic powers belonging to the Guhyakas, the Gandharvas, the Pishachas, the snakes, and the Rakshasas. But although the demon exhibited his mystic powers and took shelter of supernatural strength, Pradyumna was able to counteract his strength and powers by the superior power of Mahavidya. When Shambarasura was defeated in every respect, Pradyumna took his sharp sword and immediately cut off the demon's head, which was decorated with a helmet and valuable jewels. When Pradyumna thus killed the demon, all the demigods in the higher planetary systems showered flowers on him. So finally, Pradyumna has killed Shambarasura. Okay, Shailesh, you have your hand raised.
What is Mahavidya? Do we know?
Mahavidya is another mystic power which is different from the black mystic power. It is based on the quality of goodness. That's the only thing that I know. I don't know anything more than that. But it is
Okay,
something that is
okay,
based on the quality of good. It's not black magic, because black magic is something that is done too. Black magic is very negative. The effects of the black magic can also come, the karmic reaction will come on the person who's applying black magic.
okay,
But
okay,
based
okay,
on the quality of goodness, so it is it is recommended, it is within the framework of Shastra, and he's using it for self-defense, like that.
okay, okay.
Pradyumna's wife, Mayavati. So now Mayavati is referred to as Pradyumna's wife, right? Pradyumna's wife, Mayavati. Yeah, Shreya, you have your hand raised?
Yes, so when you said like in the previous life, Shambara wanted Rati and then Rati wanted the Kamdev, right?
Yes.
So Shambara, who was Shambara in the last life? He was demon as well?
Oh, that I don't know. I don't know who he was in his previous life. That I don't know.
Okay, but because of this, that's why Rati was in Shambhara's kingdom. And then he also got Kamdev.
See, here it is described that actually Shambara went to Lord Shiva to ask for some benediction. But I'm saying, Rati also went to Lord Shiva to ask that I want my husband, right? So at that time, Shambarasura saw Rati and he developed lusty desires for her. It's not described that they have a past life connection here. It's just that he saw Rati and he was struck with lust at seeing Rati. And now he is telling Lord Shiva that I want Rati. It's not that he has gone to Lord Shiva for Rati.
Okay. But then
And
Rati Kamdev, right? Like that's what she went for to
yeah,
Lord
she
Shiva.
went for her husband because her husband was just burned to ashes by Lord Shiva. So she went to Lord Shiva, says that I want my husband. And
Oh,
because Shambarasura asked Shiva, I want Rati. So Lord Shiva said, Rati, okay, you go to Shambarasura's house because that's where you will get your husband. So that's why she goes with Shambarasura. But she is using her mystic power so that she remains untouched by him. So she is with him, but not with him. Like that.
Okay, okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, Pradyumna's wife Mayavati could travel in outer space and therefore they directly reached Dwarka, his father's capital, by the airways. They passed above the palace of Lord Krishna and came down as a cloud comes down with lightning. The inner section of a palace is known as Antapura, private apartments. Pradyumna and Mayavati could see many women there, and they sat down among them. When the women saw Pradyumna dressed in yellowish garments, with very long arms, curling hair, beautiful reddish eyes, a smiling face, jewelry, and ornaments, they at first could not recognize him as a personality different from Krishna. They all felt very bashful at the sudden presence of Krishna and wanted to hide in a different corner of the palace. So, Pradyumna and Mayavati, they have come to the palace of Krishna in Dwarka, and all the other women there, they see that he looks exactly like Krishna. So they are thinking that Krishna has appeared because Pradyumna looks just like Krishna. And what happened to those feelings? Because remember, Pradyumna, he was seeing Mayavati as his mother, no, because she has raised him. Of course, Mayavati knows that this is my husband. So this also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, what happened to that? Mayavati considered him to be Kamadev, so she said, I am your wife. Pradyumna made her, who was formerly Rati, the material wife of the material Kamadev, his wife by touching her, just as a touchstone transforms objects by contact. So he has transformed her, Mayavati, now to his wife Rati. So this transformation also has taken place so that he can see her as his wife, not as a mother. When the women saw, however, that not all the characteristics of Lord Krishna were present in the personality of Pradyumna, out of curiosity, they came back to see him and his wife Mayavati. So now they are observing and now they see that not all the characteristics of Krishna were present in the personality of Pradyumna. Out of curiosity, they came back to see him and his wife Mayavati. All of them were conjecturing as to who he was, for he was so beautiful. Among the women was Rukmiṇī Devi, who was equally beautiful with her lotus-like eyes. Seeing Pradyumna, she naturally remembered her own son, and milk began to flow from her breast out of motherly affection. She then began to wonder, who is this beautiful young boy? He appears to be the most beautiful person. Who was the fortunate young woman able to conceive this nice boy in her womb and become his mother? And who is that young woman who has accompanied him? How have they met? Remembering my own son who was stolen from the maternity home, I can only guess that if he is living somewhere, he might have grown by this time to be like this boy. Simply by intuition, Rukmiṇī could understand that Pradyumna was her own lost son. She could also observe that Pradyumna resembled Lord Krishna in every respect. She was struck with wonder as to how he had acquired all the characteristics of Lord Krishna. She therefore began to think more confidently that the boy must be her grown-up son because she felt so much affection for him, and as an auspicious sign, her left arm was trembling. So imagine her son was stolen from the maternity room and now he has come back as a full-grown boy, and still by her intuition, Rukmiṇī is able to understand that Pradyumna was her own lost son. Yeah, Shreya,
Mataji, Rukmini. Oh,
So, how many years or days have passed? Because I think Pradyumna was born and then he immediately transformed into a young man, right?
yes, he's in his youth. We don't know the exact age, but he's in his youth. He's a full-grown, youthful personality.
No, but like how much time have passed from the time when he was born to Rukmini versus like, when he came back?
We don't know the exact age. So that depends on the answer to your question is the age of Pradyumna, which we don't know. We only know that he is youth. He is in his youthful body right now.
Okay. But he immediately transformed into a young man, right? It was not like he was growing up gradually.
No. He grew up gradually. He didn't
Oh,
transform. He
okay.
transformed
But he transformed.
Mayavati to Rati, to his wife. No, Pradyumna has had a normal growth.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Aja was saying something.
Mataji, how many Rukmini has only one kid. Only yeah.
No, Rukmini, like all other wives of Krishna, has 10 sons and 1 daughter.
Everyone together. Or each wife has 10 sons and 1 daughter.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Oh.
Including Rukmini.
Okay.
Yeah. Wendy?
Sí, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandava
Hare Krishna.
Pranam. Quiero preguntarle por qué ellas cuando creyeron que era Krishna se fueron y se guardaron en otro espacio y cuando supieron que no era Krishna se quisieron acercar por curiosidad. ¿Por qué se van cuando consideraron que era Krishna que estaba llegando?
Porque como mujeres se sienten vergüenza, shy, they are feeling shy. En inglés se dice shy. Como que le da
Okay.
vergüenza por eso, por su naturaleza.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. At that very moment, Lord Krishna, along with his father and mother, Devaki and Vasudev, appeared on the scene. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could understand everything. Yet in that situation, he remained silent. However, by the desire of Lord Krishna, the great sage Narada also appeared and he disclosed all the incidents. How Pradyumna had been stolen from the maternity home and how he had grown up and had come there with his wife Mayavati, who had formerly been Rati, the wife of Cupid. When everyone was informed of the mysterious disappearance of Pradyumna and how he had grown up, they were all struck with wonder because they had gotten back their dead son after they were almost hopeless of his return. When they understand that it was Pradyumna who was present, they received him with great delight. One after another, all the members of the family, Devaki, Vasudev, Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Balaram, Rukmini, and all the women of the family embraced Pradyumna and his wife Mayavati. When the news of Pradyumna's return spread all over the city of Dwarka, all the astonished citizens came with great eagerness to see the lost Pradyumna. The dead son has come back, they said. What can be more pleasing than this? Srila Sukadeva Goswami has explained that in the beginning, all the ladies of the palace, who were all mothers and stepmothers of Pradyumna, mistook him to be Krishna and were all bashful, infected by the desire for conjugal love. The explanation is that Pradyumna's personal appearance was exactly like Krishna's and he was factually Cupid himself. There was no cause for astonishment. Therefore, when the mothers of Pradyumna and the other women mistook him in that way, it is clear from the statement that Pradyumna's bodily characteristics were so similar to Krishna's that he was mistaken for Krishna even by his mother. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 55th chapter of Krishna, Pradyumna born to Krishna and Rukmiṇī. On that note, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we come to the end of today's presentation. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it says like 10 in Bhagavatam, 10, 55, 16 years have been passed. Yeah.
Okay. So then that's the answer to your question, Shreya. 16 years.
Okay. You.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So Krishna already always knew, right, that this was Pradyumna, like he was taken and he was
Yes.
stolen.
Yes. He knows.
This chapter is short, I think, right? I felt like it's finished very quick today.
Yes. This is a
Yeah.
shorter chapter. Correct.
And it is nice to see another person just like Krishna. Same pose. First time I'm seeing, yeah.
Okay. All the residents in Vaikuntha also, they look exactly like Krishna, only there are a few differences. Like Krishna is the only one in Vaikuntha who has the lock of hair or on his chest that signifies that this is the place of residence of the goddess of fortune. No, so this is not there for the other residents of Vaikuntha, and like that, except for one or two differences. And also Krishna has the Vaidurya stone. But other than these couple of things, everyone in Vaikuntha looks exactly like Krishna because they have the Sarupya Mukti. Sarupya means they have the same form as Krishna.
Oh, okay.
So even in Goloka or Goloka is different?
Goloka, no. Goloka, you have the gopis and the gopa friends. Their rupa is different. They are doing the same pastimes with Krishna in Goloka as they are doing in Vrindavan. Because these are eternal pastimes. Krishna is stealing butter, or Krishna is dancing with the gopis. So these pastimes are going on in Goloka, the Vrindavan pastimes.
So in Vaikunta, only men? No, but what about the ladies? No, there is no difference. It's all same form. No ladies can reach in Vaikunta?
No, it's not like that. See, the soul is always female. It's only Krishna is the only male, and the soul is female. So that difference is always going to be there. Krishna is the only Purusha, and the soul, we are all Prakriti. We are all female. Why? Because the male enjoys the female. So Purusha enjoys the Prakriti. So God, we are there to serve God. We cannot, but and the forms in the spiritual world, they don't have the physical body. It's only the soul that is present over there. But still the appearance is like Krishna.
Okay.
But then, isn't the soul not male or female?
Isn't the soul what?
Like, the soul is like soul. It's not like male or female, right? Isn't it like that?
Soul is female. Soul is female.
Super soul is male.
Jiva is, super soul is Krishna. Krishna is the only Purusha. Krishna is the only Purusha. We are all Prakriti.
I have another question, because we all whoever the soul, we will have oh my god, I forgot the name. We have three forms, right? One is the physical body, the light body, what is it called?
Subtle body.
Subtle body. So we will have that form, right? That subtle body form.
No,
Even if we are Vaikuntha,
no, in the spiritual world, there is no gross body, there is no subtle body, only the soul.
Okay, so it's just a light, no form, just a light. What it is?
The soul has a form in the spiritual world also, because there, even as a soul, we are rendering services to Krishna. Somebody is bringing a flower to Krishna every day. Somebody is singing the glories of Krishna. Somebody is dancing for Krishna. Somebody is cooking for Krishna. So the form is there for the soul. Because the soul has a form, our gross body has a form. But at the same time, the soul is described as a spiritual spark in the gross body. Both statements are correct.
Okay.
So in Goloka, if we go to Goloka, then we will also have like a form, or we go like as it is, with us, but with a spiritual body. Like, because you said like there are gopis and gopas and every performing like pastimes. So then if we go there, who will we be?
You have your spiritual form. You will have a form, but you will have a spiritual form.
Is it similar to the physical body what we have? Same height, same. Just to know.
Oh, I don't know about the height, but you have a form, but you have a spiritual form. That's what I know. You have a spiritual form.
Maybe Krishna will reveal that to me for later.
Yeah, because see, if you are in Goloka, then you are a part of Krishna's pastimes there. This is how Krishna is in Vrindavan. He's playing with the friends, he's dancing with the gopis. All those pastimes are going on in Goloka eternally. So you will be a part. You are enjoying with Krishna and there you forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Goloka. In Vaikuntha planets, you know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the mood there is very, very formal, reverential. But in Goloka, because of the influence of Yoga Maya, you forget that Krishna is God. That's why you are playing with Krishna as a friend. Somebody is riding on Krishna's back, or Krishna is riding on somebody's back, and Krishna and the friends, they are eating from the same lunch box, exchanging. That kind of informality is there in Goloka. In Vaikuntha, the relationship is formal. So form is there because we are engaging in pastimes, but that form is spiritual. That body is spiritual.
Also mind will be there, right? Because we need mind, soul need mind to enjoy.
No, say mind, intelligence, and false ego are part of the subtle body. And this subtle body also completely dissolves when you go to the spiritual world.
Goloka, okay.
Yeah. Goloka, Vaikuntha also, there is no subtle body.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, in the Gita ashram over here,
Mm-hmm.
some spiritual master had come, and he said that the soul is neither male nor female. So how do we understand this contradiction?
So, how to understand the contradiction? You whatever somebody says, you corroborate it with the Shastras. You see what the Shastra says. So, you need Shastric evidence. So, I can send you Shastric evidence post the class. I will look it up and I'll send it to you. Okay? You have to see
Okay,
what
thank
Shastra says.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Shreya, you have your hand raised?
Yes, while I was asking you this question, actually, I remembered an incident. I think I've shared it with you that some Mataji, she was at the end of her life. I don't know if was in India or here, but then she actually, Krishna revealed like who she is in Goloka. So she was actually packing lunch boxes and helping Mother Yashoda.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. If I find that article, I'll send it in the group. But yeah, I mean, how Krishna revealed, I don't know, but like she actually knew that she was helping Mother Yashoda pack lunch boxes.
So there is meal prep there also, right?
Yes. Meal.
Yes, it's not. See, sometimes people ask, what do we do in the spiritual world? It's going to get boring. But it's not boring because you have these activities, everyday activities are going on, and the bliss in the spiritual world is ever increasing bliss. It's, of course, complete bliss, but even that complete bliss is ever increasing. That's the spiritual calculation because something is 100. How can it go beyond 100? But the spiritual world is like that. No, it's ever increasing. It's 100% plus. It's going beyond ever increasing bliss. So these activities are there every day, and by doing the engaging in these services, they are getting unlimited, ever increasing bliss. So one thing coming to Shreya, how it was revealed to that Mataji that her service is to pack lunchboxes for Krishna. It may sometimes the service that we are doing here in this material world, something that we naturally like to do. Some people like to cook naturally, some people like to give a class naturally, some people like to, some people are expert in chopping, some people may be very expert in cleaning, shining and polishing the paraphernalia of arati items, something. So everybody has a natural attraction for a particular service, and what we do here may be an indication. It may be an indication of what we were engaged in the spiritual world. And then when we go back to the spiritual world, then we can recover our service. So what we do here may be an indication of what was our, because each one of us has a unique service for Krishna, unique, special. It's not that there is a competition. Or today you will pluck flowers, tomorrow I will pluck. No, it's not like that. Each one has a very unique service to render to Krishna in the spiritual world. And what we do here may give us an indication of what we were doing when we were in the spiritual world.
How can we confirm whether we was in a spiritual world or some other place?
No, all of us have come from the spiritual world. No, our origin is spiritual world. We have fallen from the spiritual world. So originally we were there only. From there only we came.
All the Rakshasas, everybody?
Everybody, all the jivas, they have come from there. Then we fall down. No? So then again we develop demoniac tendencies and people become rakshasas like that. But originally it's from there. And the first birth we get after when we come to the material world is that of Brahma. So the first body that all of us have got is all of us have been Brahma at least once.
Okay, so before being human.
Yes, the first body we get is of Brahma. The Srimad Bhagavatam says that. Okay. So are we ready for the exam? Or do we? Priyanka, you have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question regarding Bhagavad Gita and Guru Parampara. Is
Okay.
that okay to?
Yes.
So the first question is that before Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years ago, was there no Guru Parampara? And
See,
the second
Krishna,
question is why Arjuna not there in Guru Parampara?
there was Guru Parampara. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that he is only re-speaking it. He re-spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. But the original recipient of this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was actually the sun god, Vivashvan. And he had given this knowledge to Vivashvan several million years ago. The calculation Prabhupada puts in the pulpit, so many millions of years ago. Bhagavad Gita was originally spoken to Vivaswan, the sun god. And somewhere the line was lost, the parampara was lost, it was broken. Therefore, to re-establish it, Krishna re-spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So yes, disciplic succession was there, but with time, for some reason, it appears to be lost, Krishna said.
Yes, Mataji. And the second question was, why is Arjun not included in Guru Parampara? Because Chaitanya directly spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. So we expect Arjun to be there in the Guru Parampara, right? But we don't see his name in the list of Guru Parampara.
Because Arjuna, see in the Guru Parampara, you have the names of the more prominent acharyas who later went on to give this knowledge to the others. So if you see our Guru Parampara, not every single name will be there. The more prominent acharyas are there in the list. So Arjuna is one name that is not there in the Guru Parampara because he was not actively preaching as an acharya. He was a kshatriya. Of course, he's a pure devotee, but he didn't become an acharya who went on to spread this knowledge, or he didn't accept disciples and train them as disciples because it was not his. He was a kshatriya. He was fighting.
Yes, Mataji, yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome.
It was the same answer, but yes, I wanted to confirm.
Okay.
One more thing, Mataji. So I've read or heard somewhere that we can also be not just like living, but like we can also be a spoon or a glass like that also in Goloka, right? Is that true?
Yes, yes. Everything in Goloka is conscious. Everything in Goloka is conscious. That's correct. You can be even grass, or you can be a tree. Everything in Goloka is conscious living entity. There is no dead matter in Goloka. Correct.
So what we see in cartoon is right, correct actually. In cartoons, all the everything talks, right?
The chair talks.
Chair talks.
Yeah,
In
everything in
SpongeBob,
Goloka.
yeah.
Yes, yes. There is no dead matter. Yes, but not everything you see in cartoons is bona fide. Aja,
No,
just
no,
in
no. I'm
case.
only talking about the good things.
Okay.
Um,
Anything else? Are we ready for the exam?
yes.
Okay, here goes the link. Your time starts now. Okay, I've sent it again, Swapna.